You went live, but you didn't play the.
Yeah.
Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine living life with the news and in my mind, all I hear is music. Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. I feel like everyone's a stranger. Small talk with your narcissistic neighbor. She's real hot, but they said to never date her. Ha, I agree, but you did it and I hate her. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure, I know, see you later. Sometimes I just wanna be a hater. Gotta wash down the top 40s with a chaser. Your voice starts feeling like a waiter. Scraping my mind against a cheese grater. Before you go, sir, you have to sign a waiver. That's alright, I'm aware of the danger. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Hey, good evening. How we doing?
Still jabbing it.
Low energy Jeb tonight, guys. We got to pump him up. We got to pump him up. Hey, good evening, Krampus. How we doing tonight? He said, "Good evening." Imagine
you
Brian
do-
and the rest will be logging in here shortly.
You can
It's
see
still
that
coming on.
tonight, huh? Oh,
Vance.
there we go.
Actually, it's working tonight for a change. Hey, Vance, good to see you down there in Georgia. You guys ever get your governor straightened out? Jesus. Anyway,
Yeah, what'd he do now?
he's just kind of wishy-washy. He's got an R by his name, but that doesn't mean much. He's good on one thing, bad on the next, then good. Yeah, he's kind of all over the place. But hey, before we get going here, let's get her started out here with our Second Amendment to well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And our first subject tonight is going to play right into that as to how important it is now. So anyway, I don't know. You want to lead us off or you want me to?
Yeah. Why don't you do it, Clay?
Okay. Well, I got a couple different things here on what happened. First, as everybody I'm sure has heard, Israel was hit by Hamas, who's a terrorist group, always has been. Them leftist. There you go. That's a good way to put it. But I'll give them this, and this wasn't just some fly-by-night move. I mean, these guys came on these what I call powered parachutes. My neighbor has one of them. Like I said, now we got some practice to do. He give me some ideas. Anyway, they come in, and I like how one guy put it. He goes, "It was like a scene right out of Red Dawn." And you know, the original Red Dawn, when I was watching that, I mean, it did when I seen those videos. By the way, I tried to find those clips of those videos of them originally when they started coming in. All of a sudden, they've been scrubbed. It seems like from most of YouTube and the internet. There's stuff out there, but it doesn't show a picture from a guy that was videoing on the ground and showed all these things coming in. It did. It looked just like Red Dawn when that was happening. So
Mhm.
They this was well orchestrated. They had this, and Hamas they even released videos showing how they practice doing this. They'd come down, they swoop in with these things, shoot their AK-47s, and take off. I mean, kind of looked fun to me. I guess we got to set up a new type of range up at the Rock Range. I think we might
Yeah,
have to work
yeah,
up.
yeah. We'll use some American guns, not them commie guns, though.
That's
so.
right. That's right. Hey, Eric. Hey, good to have you on, Eric Glasser. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I can't remember anymore, Eric. Says, hey, fellas, back in the bow blind, so entertain me until the deer come in. Well, hopefully we can do
We'll
that,
do our
Eric.
best.
I know we're going to maybe talk about some crossbow stuff and archery stuff on Friday, right? Isn't that kind of the plan? Maybe.
I thought maybe that'd be a better one for next week, actually.
Okay, we'll do our next week then. All
Lynette
right.
said I'm low energy. Never. Yeah, I know, Lynette. I'm not. Tell you what I did. I overate on some pizza, right? I bought one and brought it to work, and I overate. It just didn't. It tasted really good, but it's bogging me down here.
Ate too much?
Yeah, I did. I tried to pawn it off on the guys I work with. One guy ate one piece, and then I think I ate the rest pretty much.
Hey, one shot cap. Good to have you, Mr. Patriot. Right back to you. So, anyway, I think what we saw happen in Israel is it really kind of resonates as to how important that Second Amendment is. Everyone thinks Israel. I mean, how many times have you heard this, Jamie? Oh, Israel, they got guns. They're giving guns.
Oh, you see like the hot
True.
chicks on with the bikinis carrying the IWI ARs or on their back, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
not
just,
really
isn't
true.
And when I was looking up numbers, there's only like 150,000 actual gun owners, legal gun owners in that country, versus millions here. I mean, we did over 2 million, I think, in September, just this past September. So gun transfers, that ain't even how many guns. That was Nick's checks. So who knows how many guns we sold on those with multiples. But I just think this particular incident just shows a well-regulated militia is imperative to our free state, isn't it? I mean, I think this was just
Absolutely.
proven.
Yeah, I mean, if this doesn't prove it, I mean, after Ukraine, even, I mean, if they learn their lesson there too, sort of. I mean, we'll see if they actually keep it for whatever turns out over there. But
you got to put this enough from Eric. He says, "Get out the grunt call, Jamie, and blow that. Maybe you can call in a deer for Eric while he waits." It's a live stream hunt. I like it. We'll send Eric. Well, we can send him a restream link, and then we can just write live right into the show here, right?
Yeah,
we'll have to try that someday, huh?
Waylon Turnus, he's watching us with the tumbleweed tonight. Sounds good. Scotty back in there.
Now I didn't see that. Is that coming up on your end?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you might have to put those up. I'm not seeing all of them. Go figure, right?
All right. So what happened then, Clay, after this invasion, and they killed? I mean, the first day they killed like 800 people, went up to 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
As of this afternoon, Hamas has murdered 22,300 people, injured another 3,000. So Israel's Minister for National Security, Itamar Ben-Gvir,
I'm glad you did that.
announced the government will, in fact, make it easier for Israelis to buy and carry firearms. I don't know how much easier this is. Easier compared to what it was. I mean, this is ridiculous. Yeah. So
I would call it still infringement, but again, they don't have a second.
Right. So here's what he said. Today, I directed the Firearms Licensing Division to go on an emergency operation in order to allow as many citizens as possible to arm themselves. The plan will take effect within 24 hours. So here's its main points. There's 4 of them here. The first one's the longest. The other ones aren't too bad. Any citizen who meets the detailed test for carrying a private firearm due to self-defense and serving the security forces and is without a criminal or medical record will be required to undergo a telephone interview instead of a physical interview. And it will be able to receive permission to carry a firearm within a week. Oh, boy. That helps out when people are running around your street killing everybody, right? That's great.
Yeah, no kidding.
So number 2, any citizen who receives a conditional permit to purchase a firearm and did not purchase a firearm during the year 2023 and the conditional license has expired will be able to purchase a firearm now without the need to submit another application. The exemption will apply to about 4,000 citizens. What is there in Israel? Like 10 million people? 20?
Yeah, there's a lot of people there for such a small
4,000. What? I mean, 4,000 is not very many. Number 3, any citizen who deposited his weapon in the last 6 months due to failure to perform refresher training or renewal training will be able to receive their weapon back. The exemption will apply to about 1,800 citizens. Number 4, in addition, starting next Tuesday, conditional permits to carry firearms will be issued with a permit allowing the purchase of up to 100 bullets instead of 50. Wow!
A whole 100
That's
bullets.
to me, that's the stupidest one, Clay. 100 bullets, your country's being invaded, your citizens are being murdered. You could possibly be in the crosshairs or in the sights in short order, and they're
Right.
kind enough to get 100 bullets.
100 whole bullets.
Wow.
I
And
guess
I don't
I'd
know-
want to know. I'd want to have a little 7.62, I believe, or is it 7.69 with the AK shoots?
Yeah, 7.62 by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I
think
mean,
that's what I'd wanna
100
have.
what? 100 rifle rounds or 100 pistol rounds or combined?
50-50.
Yeah, unfortunately, their government's not handing them out to anybody who wants one, because that's what I would do. I would be,
Yep.
hey, if you're a little unhinged, you go right to the front. You're the guy I want. Get up there and get crazy on these.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're going to want you, and they've got a bone to pick too, because they just saw all their fellow citizens, probably, maybe
Mhm.
even family, who knows, friends,
Mhm.
slaughtered by Hamas. So, yeah, you got that you want them people to go in first. So here's what they did: they got a procurement of 10,000 rifles. You know who they're for? They are for the civilian security teams.
Militia.
And- yeah, well, kinda. They work with the police.
MVs?
They basically are told that they got to do things through this security team, and that's how they're doing this. And that same guy, he says, we're going to turn the world upside down so that our towns are now protected. I've given instructions for massively arming the civilian security teams. Well, these civilian security teams, they work with the actual, I would say it's equivalent to state police.
Okay.
I forget what they actually call them, but to me, yeah, right here it says civilian security teams. They're linked to the Israeli police's border police force. They have historically provided security to the smaller towns and communities along the peripheral of Israel and the West Bank settlements. Some of these teams played a crucial role in defending residents from threats, as evidenced by the response from Hamas on Saturday. Now,
So they're
okay,
like border
that's-
patrol guys or what?
I guess that's kind of what I would say the Israelis police, border police. It's got to be
Okay.
kind of like border patrol. But these guys, they work with them. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of an arms, citizenry. It's nothing
Mhm.
like we have. But I'm with you, Jamie. If I really want to, if this happened, and it could happen again, I mean, I have no doubt that they'll try
Yeah.
it again. I would arm everybody that wants a gun and say, yeah, go take them out. I mean, now I saw some pictures today from the Gaza Strip. They went in and did some clearing. I mean, there's some places they turned into dust, literally. Them buildings are nothing but a pile of rubble. And I know they're a hell of a fighting force. Some of our own guys, who went over there and trained them, said that them are some fierce fighting soldiers when they're unleashed. So I hope they are doing it. They were invaded. Well,
Mhm.
I don't know, wherever you stand on, support Israel, don't, whatever. But as far as another country invading a country like that, unprovoked, really, yeah, go annihilate them. That's what we should. Honestly, if you're going to fight to win, right?
Yeah.
And if you were attacked, fight to win. Fight to make sure they never do it again. You eliminate your enemy. You don't compromise with them. And I think there's maybe another lesson there to be learned as well.
So also, Clay, guess what? They found out a lot of the guns used by Hamas. Guess where they got them from? Our old boy Joe left them in Afghanistan. They ended up in Hamas's hands, killing Israeli citizens now.
Yeah, exactly. I get a couple comments here. Hey, Doug says when seconds count, government approval is only 1 week away. And Keith knows all about this. He says, "Kill all them terrorist bastards."
Yeah,
Trust
love
me,
it.
Keith has been there. He's done that. He's got the scars to prove it, and he's put in the time. If there's anyone you should talk to, it should be Mr. Keith O'Donnell, a great patriot and veteran. But yeah, old Joe Biden. Let's look at him now. So these are just a few things that probably contributed to this.
Mhm.
He allowed millions of military-age males, this just came out, to enter our country illegally A lot of them come from the Middle East and China. That's not good,
Mhm.
including hundreds on the terror watch list. Also, you could see rallies in just about every major city across the United States. I've seen one happen in New York, I believe, down in Times Square. And I mean, that was Muslims there, and they were just
Yeah, rallies
dancing
for
away.
Hamas.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe the things they were saying right there in New York City, on our soil.
I
Then
can
you got
believe
him.
it.
He
I can believe
ignored. Yeah, well, Biden then ignored, of course, the Iranian sanctions that we had. Everything that Trump had accomplished. Basically, Biden erased it within months. Anyway, then from that, it was predicted that over $40 billion in oil revenue was generated from lifting those sanctions, letting them to go ahead and just sell their oil again. Of course, what they use that for? Terror campaigns. And let's not forget about Biden's great deal. He's a deal maker, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
$6 billion, basically as a ransom payment for, what was it? Some reporters that went over there to Iran that shouldn't even been there. They were warned not to go, if I remember right. For basically, we gave them $6 billion and I think 6 terrorists, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the kind of deal. That's the art of the deal for Biden. We'll just get less than what we should have. Yeah. And yeah, as you mentioned, $7 billion in military equipment was left behind in Afghanistan. We left it there. And that had what? Aircraft, armored vehicles, explosives, small arms. I mean, and then ammunition, which, Israel's still going to limit to their citizenry. And then while he,
Yeah, 100.
here's what I really got. While all this was happening, while all this was taking place, they didn't bother to even wake the president. Probably couldn't. Who knows? He's probably in his coma because he goes and they put him in his little shell and put him up on the
Chamber.
shelf. Yeah. And so he was asleep. And then they turned around and had a barbecue. They did. They had a barbecue at the White House with a live band even. So they were being entertained later that night. I mean, are you kidding me?
Probably Garth Brooks.
Some leftist, I'm sure.
Remember Eric Church?
Eric Church, he'd be perfect, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
The thing is, too, is now Mossad, which that's the Israeli Institute for Intelligence and Special Operations. You think about this. Take that acronym. What's that come out to? ISIS. That's a little weird, isn't it? Anyway, they're warning now New York, Michigan, and Florida to prepare for upcoming terrorist violence. And I even seen a report today that they're talking. Hamas said something about October 13th, whatever that significance is, if any. But that was one thing that was thrown around today that I don't know how much credibility there is to it. But I think this all leads back to they're here. They're in this country. They hate us. Like I've been saying for decades, these people hate us. And their only idea is if we don't convert to their way of thinking, whatever that may be, then we should die. I mean, that's exactly. I don't know if you've ever read the Quran. I did. It's a horrible read. Their belief is if you cannot be converted, you should be killed. That death is your sentence. That says it, and it can't be any clearer. Like I said, I read that piece of crap that's good enough for toilet paper as far as I'm concerned. Read it and read it in short segments because it will. You're gonna want to just take that thing out and burn it. It's a horrible read. Anyway, go ahead.
So this Gavir, anyway, I'll give a little something about him here. He, of course, they said he's leader of the far right wing party that the media over there derides as extreme, and he was elected in 2022, partly because of public outrage over there, rioting by Israeli Arabs against Israeli Jews. It sounds like a lot of the same thing that happens here, right, Clay?
Yep.
And at the time, he proposes an armed National Guard that he said would protect civilians against riots and terror. Apparently, that didn't pass in time, I guess, right?
Yeah. Evidently, right?
Yeah. It's a shame that it took this kind of stuff to get them to change their mind. I mean, how many lives would have been prevented if all these people had been armed before this even happened and they came in on their little gliders?
Can you imagine even if they just had handguns, they could have done something?
Yeah, in your house at least. And a lot of these guys that get shot at and they duck and run or I don't know. I don't know. Keith knows better than me, I guess. He's probably been in combat. I'd imagine if you shoot at some of these guys, it'd turn tail and run. So
yes, some I'm sure would. I got One Shot Cap, he I gotta mention this right now. He said, "Thanks, Keith, for your service." And absolutely, like I said,
Yes, sir.
Keith's a hell of a guy. We're gonna. I don't know if you've ever met him, Jamie.
I haven't.
He's right up there in Bismarck. We're gonna have to introduce you guys. So, Kelsey Glazer, he says this Friday is very credible. The reason you need a 30-round clip, right? Like he's got that in parentheses, guys. 30-round clip. I know what you're saying, Kelsey. Lynette, but the White House says that not $1 has been used for this. It has to go to humanitarian efforts. Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to use yours for humanitarian, but that'll free up ours to go ahead and just terrorist acts, right? Yeah, she says Iran will deplete the social programs to fund war, then take the $6 billion to refund humanitarian projects. What a bunch of yeah, you're right. And Kelsey said they're arming them now. Keith says they are cowards, and like I said, Keith would know. Keith served over in Iraq, guys. I can tell you, Keith has been there. He's been in it. He can tell you exactly what them towel had. Ray, sorry, I better not get booted off YouTube.
Well, you just about did twice.
Yeah, I know. He knows exactly what they're like.
So I'll get you something here. Don Jr. wrote, this is pretty good right here. I got a kick out of this. October 8th, he went on, he was on X. If you know what that is, it's Twitter. He said, if anyone is still stupid enough to not understand why we have the Second Amendment, have them watch any one of the hundreds of videos coming from Israel, even the dumbest leftist watching women and children being dragged from their homes and cars to be raped and murdered in cold blood in the streets may finally get it. Don't count on that, Don Jr. I agree. I like what you're saying there, but don't count on that. Breitbart had reported Israel has a strong army. Individual Israelis, which we said, Clay, are not well armed because the nation does not have a guarantee to what you said, Clayton, a right to keep and bear arms, or as our Second Amendment is. BBC had reported Israeli gun ownership is low at about 2% of the population. Not much. In contrast, the findings of a recent study by Rutgers Gun Violence Research Center estimates upward of, I like this, 6 in 10 Americans own guns. Good. Yeah. Come in on your little gliders and let's see how that works.
That's too low. It should be 10 out of 10.
The difference in large part is the Second Amendment. Like we said, Israelis are allowed to own guns at whatever level their government approves, whereas Americans have a birthright to gun ownership that is protected by the Second Amendment. Also, like we said here, Clay, Israelis are also limited in the type of firearms and quantity of ammunition you can own. In all but the bluest states, Americans can own almost any gun they want, including machine guns. Yes, you can own machine guns. It's just going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. And can have as much ammunition stored as ready as they can afford. Absolutely.
Yeah. I wonder how many rounds of ammunition are stored in private dwellings across the country. Oh my goodness.
Love that.
I bet you it's more than the military has when you take total as a whole.
Oh yeah. Oh my old neighbor here, he told me they got like one crate up here at the Armory. He said if anybody ever stormed the place, they'd be like, this is it? This is all you got?
That's all you got? They're going to borrow some of ours.
Yeah. So Don Jr. finished it up. He said with another post on X related to the Second Amendment. He wrote, don't ever give up your guns. If you don't yet own an AR-15, you really need to think that through right about now. I could not agree more, Don Jr. That is great advice. AR-15 is the best thing you can have to defend your house and your family in this country right now. As a handheld firearm.
Yep. I tell you what. Hey, Waylon, Waylon's got to cut out. He's going to take off. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Absolutely. Waylon.
Thanks,
That's
Waylon.
The plan anyway. Yeah, and I got to say, whatever people want to. I'm not even going to involve the politics into this, but DeSantis was talking about Florida, and because there was 2 demonstrations down there from these guys in Tampa and Fort Lauderdale. Which that was absurd, but he says Hamas is a terrorist group and is dedicated to the destruction of Israel and commits atrocities to further that end. We are proud to have a great relationship between Florida and Israel, and remember that they well supported us, and that we received great support from the IDF following the Surfside Tower collapse, and they did. I kind of remember that. It's been a few years ago. He says across the country, law enforcement has increased security at the synagogues and other Jewish sites. If war is what is needed to make the state of Israel safe, war it is, says El Baraz Starinsky. He's a general counsel of Israel in Miami. Okay, I'm not good with these foreign names. So we look at Hamas as a very cruel and vicious terrorist organization. And that's true. So DeSantis has stepped up once again. You know, he's been a great governor that way. And I can't disagree with him at all.
No.
You know, whatever's
Just
going
tell
on.
him not
in
to
the
wear
proliferation
cowboy
of terror.
boots again, because that was terrible.
Not good. Not good.
Not a good look, Ronnie D.
It's
I
just
love
like
you, man, but
you know, he's wearing. I don't know why he was wearing them, but you know, kind of like Burgum, who fakes it. He's a fake cowboy. Can't even hold a rope
I
decent.
know.
But anyway.
Somebody convinced me it was a good idea. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
not.
don't listen to them. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
Put on your tennis shoes or whatever you want to wear. Just
Yeah.
don't do them black cowboy boots again.
You know, in this, the writer in this one article, I guess I don't even have it. Didn't put that on here, but he said, you know, basically a well-regulated militia is exactly what they had in mind when you're
Being
seeing what's
necessary
happening
to
right
the
now.
security of a free state, Clayton.
Yep, absolutely. And now, and he said, right now is the time to step up and accept that responsibility because it's coming here. He says, you're going to need a good rifle, a handgun is recommended, ammunition stored in magazines is what you need, because in a cardboard box, it will do you very little good.
Mhm.
I love that comment.
Yeah.
You should get some training. Professionals better. He said, find someone who understands how to shoot, move, and communicate. That's very important. Of course, I know a lot of people who listen to this. They understand that. They've probably been in the military. Some of them, they got that background. I have never served, but I've taken a ton of classes, close combat, you name it, we've done it. And it was a lot of fun. One of the things that I got to enjoy as being an NRA rep, that when we went to our summer meetings, they always had a day of activity we could do and a lot of things to choose from. And the places we were at, I mean, I took advantage of that every time. I took I took that one with the AR down there in Utah. Oh, Jamie, you'd love that one.
Oh,
Plus,
anytime I
you
get
go
to
down-
shoot an AR would be
Well, and this
yeah,
was
I mean, I
close
don't-
combat, close quarters combat, knocking in doors and going at. Oh, Jamie, it was. Oh, that was
fun,
great.
man. See, I mean,
So,
I got, I have buddies that were in combat that I've shot with many times. As far as shooting and handling of firearms and knowledge of them, I mean, I'm for sure equal, if not more. But if it
Yep.
come to like combat tactics, I don't know anything
Well-
that they do. I haven't been trained in that, but
right.
yeah, I
And,
mean, I'm handy with the gun, but not, I'm
I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm fully trained.
maybe get
because
shot
I
before
said
I'd figure it out on my own. I don't know.
I can definitely handle the firearm.
Yeah.
You and me, a lot.
I
of
got
us
an
can.
idea of what to do from talking to people
Yep.
and
I want Dan Brown there. Dan ain't been on for a few nights because Dan Brown was
you know.
part of SWAT at one time. And
yeah, I mean,
that's the guy you want. You want
pine,
him leading you.
pine corners and stuff like that. I mean, I
Yep.
know stuff like that, but
But it's one of them things where you're gonna want your firearm. Don't worry about taking the tactics training. I mean, it's nice to have it. Get familiar with it. Know how to use that firearm. Know
Mhm.
how to use it efficiently. Know how to
Yeah.
use it
I mean,
accurately.
that's half
And
your battle, if not more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can tell you right now, and I've got one set up most of the time at my place. Get used to shooting a human target. There's a reason they train on them. Okay. I know that sounds horrible, but we are in war right now, whether people want to be or not. It might not be a ground war yet. Might not even be bullets flying yet. Trust me, we're in a war right now. Get very familiar. Hey, Dan, you are listening. Good. It's good to see you, Dan. Tell you what, like I said, you'll be our fearless leader when the hits the fan, because you've got the knowledge. But yeah, right now, I mean, I look at this writer when he said that. That's a very, very good advice. Get yourself a gun. Get familiar with it. Take some training if you can find it, and get it done. I mean,
Don't take that training Antifa did, because I just seen them guys. They get their ass kicked in the street, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
do
they
anything.
do.
Take them guys out with a pound to the head. All right, Clay, we got our first ad coming up here at
Yep.
7:30. Just
Go
about.
for
Let's do our
Yep.
first ad here. Single. We'll come back. We'll get into these two-way bullet points. Hey, what's up, Josh? Good seeing you.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, Don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Lauer Auto Repair. Like I said, 309 South Washington Street, 701-258-6308. For all our podcast listeners, you can't find a better repair shop than in Bismarck, North Dakota, than Lauer Auto Repair, and a true patriot and Second Amendment supporter. So get in there and get things checked out.
Right on, Clayton. So you got anything to end that? Are we done with that? We're going to go
No,
Really?
I'm gonna. One of my 2A bullet points will lead a little bit into. It's gonna be, it's probably attributed a little bit what's going to happen in October here. But
Okay.
right now, I think Israel's attack from Hamas is a great example of why we have to have a Second Amendment. And who knows? Maybe it'll wake a few people up. Probably not enough.
Few.
I think that line is still pretty hard drawn in our country, and but it does proves a great point. Look what happens when your populace isn't armed. They fly in on powered parachutes and shoot you. And it was that easy. I mean, those things are easy to get. And they worked.
You get a little funding. They got all kinds of them. So
Let's do a few comments there.
Go
Hey,
for it.
Gene, he made it in here. Josh,
Gene.
he turned in here. He says, "What's up?" We got Gene back in here. He said, Brandon's national security advisor said last week that the Mideast is quieter now than it has ever been. Wow.
Oh
I
man,
guess they didn't get the memo by the weekend over there, did they?
brutal.
Josh says, he goes, I go to the concealed carry workshops and we shoot targets that represent a person. I do too. I started doing that. I did that quite a while ago. I even got my boys shooting them. And yes, it's to numb them a little bit to the idea. Sorry, but that's the world we're living in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Gene says, I had flashbacks of Baghdad Bob broadcasting that the American army was dying at the walls of the city, blood and all that. Then the Abrams tank rolled in behind him. That would have been the first Iraqi war.
That'll shut them down. So,
Oh, hey, look at this. Kelsey says, your buddy Leon says, howdy, guys. He's watching with him. Good. They ain't heard from Leon
all
for a
right,
while.
Leon. Hey, Kelsey, tell Leon I'm representing 2A701 all the time on the show. Got it on right now again.
So I got to always wear mine. We got both of them represented. Frank
Right on.
Walker says, hello. Hey, good to have you, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Tell you what, we got a good discussion going on in Israel, I think, but I think we've wore that one out. So
For now, Clay. For now.
For now.
Yeah, we got. We're going to do some 2A bullet points here.
I'll put this one up. So Kelsey just chimed in. He says, the guy getting his family dragged out of his house while he sits quivering ain't in the American lexicon.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh.
You got to do like Clint Smith said when they do it. If they're going to kill you, at least headbutt them and break their freaking nose or something before they
That's
get
right. Do something to them. Go out with a fight. You know what they do on the plane in Pennsylvania? Let's roll.
you. Yeah,
And
exactly.
absolutely. Frank says, hey, you guys are awesome. Maybe I can go hunting with you guys before I die.
Never know, Frank.
You never know. Private message us on our fascist book page, and who knows?
Shoot
You never
prairie
know what
dogs or
happens. Prairie
something,
dogs.
man.
We got something I'm sure we can do. Nothing else if you're in that Bismarck area. Well, you can come up to 2A day. That was a lot of fun last spring.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That was
All right.
great.
Well, why don't you roll out with the first 2A bullet point?
All right, Clayton. As we have mentioned this before, Smith & Wesson back last year, I think, announced they were going to move.
Mhm.
They're leaving Massachusetts, right? Because there's just too much anti-Second Amendment stuff going on. Moving to Tennessee. So Smith & Wesson, once rooted in Massachusetts, commemorated the opening of its expansive Tennessee headquarters with a ribbon cutting ceremony. That was over the weekend here. They celebrated event marks the company's strategic move amidst Massachusetts' restrictive gun laws. The NRA lauded the move as a commitment to upholding America's Second Amendment and firearms excellence. Wait a minute. I thought the NRA wanted gun control.
I was going to say, I think there's a guy on KSYR on Fridays that hates the NRA. Anyway,
Executive Director Tyler Schroep highlighted the event at the NRA's instrumental role in the enactment of the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act. Congratulations to Smith & Wesson on their grand opening in Tennessee. This move is a testament to their enduring legacy, their commitment to firearms excellence, and the importance of preserving America's gun industry and Second Amendment rights in a fair environment. Could not agree more. That's awesome. CEO Mark Smith emphasized Tennessee's gun laws and collaborative local leaders as pivotal factors in the seamless relocation. Senator Marsha Blackburn, who I really like, echoed the state's unwavering stance on the Second Amendment, welcoming a significant investment in Tennessee's economic development. In Tennessee, we know the Second Amendment is not negotiable and are pleased to officially welcome Smith & Wesson to Maryville. We'll go on here a little more, just about done here. I also had everybody, I think, listening, not everybody, but most people knows Jerry Michalak. He was there. Actually, set a world record. The guy hit 6 steel plates in 1.88.
Wow.
Unbelievable, right?
No kidding.
Yeah, and so Smith & Wesson was founded in 1852. Remember, I had a short once about how they got 18, later moved to Springfield, Massachusetts. Smith & Wesson aligns its rich history with a forward-thinking move. With the new headquarters nestled on 230 acres. That's a huge facility, right? 230 acres.
Yeah, that's over a quarter of land.
Yeah.
A quarter's 160.
And I think the main production facility is 630,000 square feet. So, I mean, a lot of this has to be out, I'm sure they're going to have a training facility there and a gun range to test their guns and this and that. But anyway, it's located near McGee-Tyson Airport. The company anticipates building a museum and a retail store there in the future. Okay. So they announced this move in 2021, I guess. I said 2022. But I mean, that's still 2 years, and they got this thing put up and built, and they're ready to roll in that sucker.
They were
already.
motivated, weren't they?
That's pretty awesome. Smith cited proposed Massachusetts legislation that threatened the manufacture of certain firearms, which we're talking about AR-15s, as a driving force behind this move. That's awesome because, my favorite AR maker, Stag, moved to Wyoming because of that. Magpul left Colorado. I love it when companies do that kind of thing. They relocating 750 jobs and significant operations to Maryville reflects a necessity to preserve the company's future amidst regulatory challenges. And, of course, Clay, they actually helped people who wanted to move there. Smith & Wesson actually was helping them moving their stuff, giving them, paying them when they weren't working, when they were in this move and stuff. So sounds like they're a quality company. I love their firearms. I think they make great stuff, and they're turned way more hardcore than they used to be. And we heard there Mark Smith giving testimony in the House, I believe it was, when the Democrats are trying to run down gun companies, and the guy sounded like one of us. It sounded pretty great.
You think about the comeback that Smith & Wesson has made since back in the 90s when they made that deal with Clinton. But you got to remember, they were owned by a Britain company at that time. They had sold out. A British company owned them, and they are the ones that instructed. I mean, they weren't pulling the strings there, the guys on the ground. So they made that horrible deal with the Clinton administration, which backfired. They pretty much were going bankrupt. Then they sold out the Safe T-Lock, and now I believe they're back on their own. I didn't go look to see what their history is so far, but making the move, kudos.
Awesome,
get out of it. And sad because that whole Connecticut, Maryland, that whole area, that was Gun Valley.
Yeah,
that's where these firearms makers started up, and they're leaving one by one. I'm glad to see it. Why stay in a state that hates you?
Yeah, that makes no sense. It's like
think of the
you
jobs.
moving to New York City.
So they take all them jobs out. And then they're going to lose all that revenue in them commie states. They're going to move down to a place like Tennessee, which has its own problems, but every state does.
Yep.
But then you're going to create some jobs in an area that maybe needs them. You're going to bring in a new facility. Plus, they had to build the facility, so all the contractors that built that facility.
Local contract work.
Economic stimulus. There you go. Without government help.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding, right? That's great. All right, Clay. That was my first one. What do you got?
Well, and I guess it kind of leads in. We kind of always are updating this, and we can even carry over with this maybe Friday if we want. But so September 2023 gun sales, guess what they did?
Uh-oh.
They continued up, didn't they?
No.
It's the 5th highest month now on record in September 2023.
Yeah, I love it.
So
I love that.
Of course, that's all based on the NICS system. If you don't know what the NICS system is, that's the National Instant Background Check System. Now, I have to put in there that every time a check is done, it doesn't mean one firearm sale. It could mean multiples. You can do more than one on your 4473. Mm-hmm. And some states like North Dakota, if you've got the right concealed carry permit, that qualifies as your background check. So then they just take a copy of that, put it with that form, and they're not doing a NICS. So some of them are left out as well. Gun sales for September are estimated at 1.09 million. And there was a recorded, let's see, NICS checks were recorded at 2,104,825 for the month of September. Wow. I think they got that a little bit wrong here on their 1.0.
Yeah.
Now looking at it, I think that they're going to be way more than that if they did 2 million background checks.
Well,
Anyway,
hunting season was starting. I mean, a lot of that.
Yeah.
And for hunting JD, I understand that, but a lot of people buy hunting rifles.
and if people were
Everybody's
buying,
a hunting
remember,
rifle
if
to
you
me.
buy an AR lower, you have to do a background
Yep.
check on that. So
Yep.
there could be other things
Yep.
in there.
I told you, I still got that one. I got Trump's
Yep,
face
so
on it.
got
I'm gonna do a build. I just haven't decided yet. I'm gonna see how this Grendel works out for me. Deer season, if it does, I'm gonna build a 6.5 Grendel AR.
Yeah, and so background checks are done basically for each sale taking place, not each firearm. Just so we're clear on that. The National Shooting Sports Foundation, though, they said that again, with record sales, it's over 1 million guns in the month of September. What I found was interesting is that there's only 2 Octobers in the last 25 years that had NICS checks lower than the previous September. Well, that would make sense. We got the hunting season starting. They're coming on in September, October, November. So I imagine your October sales will be higher. So I imagine that's going to follow suit here. You're probably even going to see a higher number in October of 2023. Also, with everything that just happened this past weekend in Israel, I don't know why it is, but it always makes gun sales go up, don't it?
Oh, for sure.
Even if it's not here. So I imagine that's going to contribute to that as well. So October of 2023 numbers they're predicting are going to be higher, just like we were talking about. So here's where I found this number. There's only about 150,000 private guns in the country of Israel. That's 1.6 for each 100 Israeli citizens. That's pretty low, 1.6.
I'm predicting it's not going to be that low for a long time.
Probably not. Now, they do talk about here that the restrictions are part of the legacy of Israel. Basically Israel, I don't know if anyone realizes, it's not this democracy. It's not a republic. It's more socialistic than if you actually go and look at the history of Israel. But they're kind of, maybe they're double thinking that now. I mean, you've seen them slightly give up some of them restrictions, but historically, Israel's had pretty tough gun control, like we just went over. So, I mean, they've only been able to have 50 rounds of ammunition. So what? They got to keep track of every single one that they shoot before they can get some more. I don't know. Never looked into everything over there. Now, they do have a big presence. I know you go to their airports, they've got armed men there. They've got their single point slings. They got their M16s, which were probably given to them by us. They got those there. And they have a huge presence like at their airports and other places. So they have a huge police presence, but that doesn't make you a free country. No. And it was all to make them feel safe. Well, that didn't work very good, did it? Remember their Iron Dome? Didn't seem to matter, did it?
Can't shoot little kites out of the air with that.
That's kind of that was my 2A bullet point. It was the high gun sales. It kind of probably going to skyrocket in October, I imagine, with the hunting seasons coming on and everything going on in the world. I think you're going to see gun sales maintain 1 million plus for a long time.
Yeah, good.
Good, absolutely. And I've contributed to that in the last month.
So have I, Clay. And if I got to buy some more stuff, I might not get another gun exactly, but I will be contributing to the gun industry in the near future.
Well, the more after
I bought some ammo.
After you had your ranch rifle out there and we were having some fun, and I'm kind of looking at one of them. What they're chambering that in now? A 350 Legend.
Yeah, they got all kinds of chamberings for that. Yeah, I love that ranch rifle, man. You lose some velocity with that 16-inch barrel, but it's so handy when you get that suppressor on there.
So before we go to the next one, should we
hit some comments here?
Comments
got
here.
Quite a few here.
Seeing them all. You want to start out? Maybe you're seeing more than I.
Yeah, let's see what the last one we had there. Kelsey was talking about getting dragged out and sit. Yep, all right, Frank. Yep, okay, we got Frank. Hey, Leon, thanks. Leon said I'm looking good with this cap on. Frank Walker, with my disease and being disabled, it'll never happen anyway. Man, I hate to hear that, Frank. Man.
I said I put up there, Frank. Send us a message at gunsinthe701.com. That's our email. And maybe we who knows? You never know the contacts we have. We might be able to do something. I don't know what your situation is, but just give us an email, okay?
So, Jay Titan, now's the time to own a rifle, AKAR. The situation in Israel should wake though these woke gun haters up. A pistol is no longer enough to protect your family. Yeah, that's
right.
you know, I agree with you, Jay, but I don't know if it's going to wake up enough of them. So, but geez, you're taking a handgun to a fight, you're probably going to get shot. Yeah, my buddy Tony told me that. He said if you're down to your handgun, you're probably screwed.
Probably in trouble today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad chimed in. Star of the West, best hat company. Dakota. Give you a free plug there. Star of the West
That's
hat
right. You
company.
Scott were talking about that.
Yeah. When you got senators flying the Palestinian flag, yeah, you guys,
Mhm.
did you see that? And their party supporting them, it should worry a person about how close we are to the same situation.
Rashida
going on.
Tlaib
Yeah, she sounds American. Anyway,
from Detroit. So, Josh Patterson. Hopefully, it doesn't drive ammo prices back up again. Yeah, I know. Last time when this war started, and they start buying up all the ammo, and we're shipping it over there for them. It drives our cost up. Which
I can tell you one thing. I feel good though if it does, because I stocked up on bullets. I have plenty of cases, primers, and powder. I should be good to go through another spike, hopefully.
So Josh Patterson wants to know how much velocity I lost. All right, Josh. So I'm shooting the Hornady 123 grain SST bullet, then the Grendel box stated velocity 2590. That's out of a 24-inch barrel. I got a 16. It chronos anywhere from 2380 to 2400 or 2380 to 2400. So, I'm losing close to 200 feet per second, which is about what I expected. It averages right around 2400, sometimes a little less, but I'm kind of putting my hard wall at a deer at about 300 to 350 right in there. So hopefully I don't have to shoot one at 350. But if he's big, I'm going to put one in his pump house. But yeah, all right. Can you read the rest of these, Claire? You want me to?
Go for it.
All right. Frank says, sale them guns. Every legal citizen needs that 15 guns per person. I don't know if I got 15. I'm close. I'd say get plenty more. Even if you got like 5 or 6 guns. My thing is to stock up a bunch of ammo. That's what I like. Yeah, his son got a 45. Got me a 45. That is awesome, Frank. I love them 45s. They're sweet handguns. What do we got, Josh? That's not terrible. Does your suppressor cause more? Nope. We've actually tested velocity with suppressors on and off. Some of them it did drop a little. I mean, slight drop, very minuscule, like 10 to 20 feet per second on the muzzle. But mostly it didn't affect them at all. Is what I've noticed. I did notice that quick detached cans seem to make your gun you'll lose a little more. In my experience, you'll lose a little more accuracy with them than a direct thread. So, but whatever. Even if I lost a little accuracy, shooting with a suppressor that's the greatest thing ever. You don't blow your ears out, less recoil. I mean, you don't scare the deer off in the next county or whatever. It's just, man. I've never taken anybody shooting with a suppressor that was like, hey, you know what? I'd rather. Actually, I did. Troy Howard said he does not want a suppressor, which blows my mind. But
really,
to each his own, I guess.
So what I was looking up here while you were talking about that, I just kind of was thinking about those numbers with the guns and whatnot.
Yep.
So in North Dakota, I just took North Dakota. I can give you the national. Gun ownership is estimated at 39.8%. So 40% of people own guns as a national average. Of course, the top 10 states, of course, I'm sure you probably can almost do.
Yeah, we're 9 or 10 the last I checked.
Yeah, I mean, gun ownership rates by state. North Dakota's number 9. How about that? Montana's number 1. Wyoming's number 2. West Virginia number 3. Goes on down. South Dakota's at number 6. North Dakota comes in at 53%. So that's a little actually, honestly.
Where's California? Is California in that top 10?
No.
Because they always say, yeah, California sells more guns than anybody. No, you don't. I guess you don't.
And they've got these rated, guys, by per capita pretty much. So that's going to be skewed, because when I took the actual numbers out of North Dakota, we averaged 25 guns per person in the state of North Dakota. That's what I was looking for. We're rated number 10 per capita, but in our state alone, we come in at right at 25. I thought that was great myself.
Yeah,
25 per person.
per person. Yeah,
We have
I'm below that.
We have a 53.3% gun ownership rate, and that's estimated because nobody really knows. They really don't. So they broke it out per thousand. There's 40 guns per thousand, which comes out to about 25 per person. Then basically, gun death rate. You'll love this. 13.8% per 100,000. So I mean, our gun rate death is nothing really compared to our ownership.
Yeah, but the majority of that is even suicidal. So
Exactly. They put those numbers in there as well. So I just thought I think I qualify for the average. I'm pretty sure I do. So I just found it interesting. I wanted to see when we were talking about those numbers. So when you look at, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, especially up and down the Midwest here, the gun ownership per person is actually quite high. But I like it that way. That's how it should be. We make up for all those people who don't have them. We got to do our part, right?
you bet. So Josh says he's looking to get one for his 22. Awesome, Josh. I've been around and suppressed 22 250. Sounds like a little pop gun. You'll love it. You'll love it. And this was like a junkie suppressor even.
Yeah,
and Frank, he's got 30 of them. Josh says he ain't got 25, but someday he will.
Doug, hey, Josh, we've all been there. We've all been there.
Dougie says rookie numbers.
Numbers.
Eric says his 300 Ultra Mag is extremely loud. It has a muzzle brake on it. When I shoot it, I scare the deer the next state. I think my deer is dead. Gene said California probably does have more guns, but the gangs usually don't answer the survey.
Yeah, they don't. Or buy them legal or do 4473, And then, of course, you got the feds running guns. Oh, that's right. They don't do that. That's what they say. But anyway.
Kelsey Glauser says, oh, hell yeah, 25 per person, downright friendly community. Yes, it is. One Shot Cap, he's got 20 and it's growing. What's Frank say? One is Montana for the safe. I must have missed one on that one.
Yeah.
Dougie not talking about the commenters number.
I got a few. I don't display them all, but yeah.
All right. Dang it. Which one of these?
Well, I'll tell you what. I
think
can go
you're going to actually
one.
hit on one I had here, Clay. I'm going to do. Let's do our double ad, and I'll come back.
Our ad. Yep.
And stick it with guns. I got another gun manufacturer who's expanding, right. So this is a good one too. So let's go double ad right here, baby. Let's do it.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
Guns and the 701 is sponsored by the Blind Guy of North Dakota. For all your custom window coverings, you can contact them at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, the Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com.
Again, and don't forget, the Blind Guy was our Patriot Company of the Week here about, 4 weeks ago, I suppose. So we want to thank our sponsor, the Blind Guy, blindguynd.com. Call them at 701-222-3932. We sure appreciate Wyatt and Tammy. And don't forget, ask Wyatt how he did hunting this past weekend. I had a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I made a video. He missed. I got him missing. He missed on some and some birds there, and I made a little video of it. I know he kind of got under skin a little bit. Right after that, he did get one, and then the next day he went out Monday and did go 3 for 3. And I told him this weekend we'll go out, and I said I'll make sure and get one when he gets the bird.
Perfect. Yep.
We'll do a nice slow motion and everything for him.
And of course, we never want to forget our main sponsor, Law Auto Repair, 309 South Washington down there in Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. And trust me, guys, we got a lot of guys going in there, and they love the work that's being done. So
Oh yeah,
hop in, get your vehicle checked over, and deer season's right behind. It's coming up, so get in there.
get that deer hunting rig dialed in because when you're chasing the
Absolutely.
30-point buck, you don't want to have that engine go down.
Mobile hunting blind. Mobile hunting blind.
Mobile hunting blind, yeah, for sure. All right, Clayton. So I just talked about Smith & Wesson moving their
Yes.
whole facility. We got a gun company here, gun and ammo company actually, who they didn't move, but they're expanding here. So Arkansas officially announced last week Sig Sauer is moving forward with an expansion that will add hundreds of new jobs to its ammunition factory in Jacksonville, which I didn't know there was a Jacksonville, Arkansas, but
I didn't
all right.
either.
Only thing I know about Arkansas really is Justin Morrison there. So SIG will invest $150 million to expand its current facility and construct a new 250,000 square foot building. Here in Arkansas, we love welcoming business expansions almost as much as we love defending the Second Amendment. Sig Sauer's expansion to their facility in Jacksonville does both, creating jobs and reaffirming Arkansas's right to keep and bear arms, said Governor, you'll know the name, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, an awesome governor there in Arkansas too, by the way. I'm proud this company chose Arkansas to plant its roots, and I'll keep cutting taxes, investing in education, and growing our workforce to invite even more jobs and businesses to the natural state. I guess that's in their deal there. SIG established operations in Arkansas in 2016 when it relocated its Nascent Ammunition Works from Eubank, Kentucky in 2021. The company expanded its facility, investing over $12 million in the plant and growing to a staff of 260. Big workers there too again.
Yeah.
And it'd probably be fun working at a gun and ammo
Oh,
plant.
wouldn't
Really.
that be great?
Yeah. We are incredibly excited about expanding our ammunition operations here in Jacksonville and building upon years of success in Arkansas, said Ron Cohen, SIG's president and CEO. This opportunity has proven itself essential to the growth and sustainment of our ammunition business and further enforces our commitment to the Arkansas community and workforce. So, I didn't know this either. Okay, down here a little further. The natural state is proving to be a hub for firearms industry. In 2020, the governor welcomed a planned $15 million facility in Little Rock from ammo maker Fiocchi. I don't know, is it Fiocchi or Fiocchi? I guess I don't know how to say. Bringing 85
Yeah, I'm not
jobs in
sure.
there.
I always say Fiocchi, but it's probably wrong. But hey,
The
I
blind
like shooting their ammo.
guy, the blind guy in Gino like this. In 2019, it was announced legendary Czech gun maker CZ would open a 65,000 square foot manufacturing facility to be completed on approximately 73 acres at the port of Little Rock. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
It is expected to yield as many as 565 jobs in 2 phases as part of a $90 million investment. Arkansas also serves home to Nighthawk Customs, which I'm familiar with. Wilson Combat, I'm familiar. Wilson Combat makes some badass ARs.
Yes,
Vista
they do.
Outdoors has recently taken over Remington's large ammo company plant in Lenoke. They do a lot, I think, handgun ammo, and they do all of it there, Clay. And
That's
that
great.
Lenoke. Yeah. And Thermal Magazines is shifting its headquarters there from North Carolina. And likewise, German firearm icon Walther is building pistols in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So, hey, Arkansas's they're rocking the gun makers and ammo plants there. I like that.
That's great. So I'm gonna have to send a message to this guy. Evidently, he's not listening tonight.
Okay. One of these guys.
Yeah. I'll just say, hey, we're kind of busy right now.
Huh? Oh, funny. So, all right, let's see. We got here for chats. I see we got some more coming here.
Yeah, there's quite a few in there.
Okay, let's go back up here. All right. 20 guns, Dougie, Gene Cox, he lost his in the boating accident. Josh, I got a break on my 250. It's obnoxious, but the brakes are obnoxious. They do work, but they are so freaking loud it loosens your teeth.
Yeah.
Creedmoor wasn't happy, and now I shoot 270. That's what Frank.
Hey, I like my 270.
Yeah,
Love
you
it.
can't go wrong with that 270 for sure. one shot cap. If a guy could only have one, your guns, what would it be? Easy for me, cap, AR-15 for sure.
For me, it's going to be one of the first guns I ever purchased myself when I was able to do it, and that's my Model 70 Winchester and a 270, and that was the first year they came back with the claw extraction. So that's why that's my go-to gun. I don't know. That'd be tough to just choose one.
Easy for me. AR-15s, you can build them. Parts are all over. That's the most common center fire round and rifle round in America. You can do anything with it, from killing deer to whatever you got to do with bad guys.
If the country changes drastically, my one go-to gun is going to change significantly, and you know why.
So Matt Simon's got a question here. He said, "I wonder if SIG is ramping up that 277 Fury round." Yeah, Matt, as a matter of fact, that's part of their expansion, is to do that because they got a big military contract for that too. So that round is actually going to actually take off. You know, a lot of these military rounds they come up with, they never really take off. Apparently this one is, and SIG, part of that big expansion is for that. So
that's if you guys don't know what that is, it's called the 277 Fury. It's a 6.8 by 51 millimeter common cartridge, they call it. That was its designation from the SAAMI. It's a center fire rimless bottleneck rifle cartridge. They announced that in 2019, I believe it was. So
was it that long ago? I don't think so.
Let me go look. I'll look here.
So Gene says
2019
still in. It wasn't okay. That was a while ago. Gene, is High Point still? No, Gene. I believe High Point is now in Ohio.
What's that? Ohio? Is that where it's at?
Yeah, I think High Point's in Ohio.
I'm not sure. Tell you the truth. I know my High Point. It's a great doorstop, so I don't know what to tell you.
Frank says his AK never breaks down. I got to be honest. I never have my ARs break down. I've had plenty of them.
I've never had an AR breakdown. A lot of times, if it's something that's happened, it's been a misfire or a malfunction.
I'll tell you what,
jam,
you can go on YouTube,
and that's because of ammo. A lot of times.
Yeah, you go on YouTube and you watch these guys dump them in the mud, and you'd actually be surprised the ARs actually out reliability of the AKs. And I've seen AR test to like 15,000 rounds with Wolf. And the scuzzy powder actually builds up in there, and that's why it jammed, because of the Russian powder. It's really dirty. It jammed, but I mean, 15,000 rounds, or I mean, any gun you go that long is gonna.
Yeah, you gotta clean them. I mean,
they just sat there and ran it.
Gene says 308 neck to a 270.
No, it's a whole different cartridge, Gene. It's got way higher pressures and goes like almost twice as fast as a regular 270 round.
Here, I'll bring
crazy.
It.
This thing's
here.
Yeah, they got different cases. And
so it's a hybrid 3-piece cartridge case. It has a steel case head with a brass body connected by an aluminum locking washer to support the high chamber pressure, which is around 80,000 psi. Wow. Yeah. So
that's high, and it goes fast. It's super fast and flat.
It says it's wildly different than any other 270 cartridge because it's been chronographed spitting 140 grain bullet at 3,000 feet per second. Wow. that's cruising.
Yeah.
3,000 feet per second. Whew. Yeah, man, that sounds like a fun.
Let her eat, man.
I might have to get one of those.
Yeah, good. I mean, that's a ton of money to. I don't even know I start reloading it, but Eric Newman says his one gun would be a bolt action 223. That gun is part of my body. It goes where I go. Bachmeyer said that too. That he likes that bolt action 223s with him all the time. So.
Yep, Eric's always got his with him, and he's very proficient with it.
I do have the Ruger Ranch in 223 as well, and it's actually chambered in 5.56, but that thing's sweet. Yep. And shoots dimes, great. Takes AR mags.
Matt Simon says that's 6.8 mm. Is that the next big thing? You never know.
Too costly.
Probably.
Too costly for being popular. I mean, everybody's not going to buy that. It's just going to be costing too much.
Frank Walker says I love all my Winchesters, but my 270 is my favorite. Been thinking about my 308 for mule deer, but I always stick for my 270. You know, Frank, I can relate to that. I have a lot of center fire rifles because I like to collect guns. But I can tell you, when I got to make a decision to just go with my go-to gun, the one I know the most and I'm most familiar with, it's always my 270 because I said that's the very first gun I ever purchased. So I've got the most time behind it. I know exactly where that gun shoots, and yeah, if I got to go with something that I don't want to think about having to do anything, boom, I take that and I go with that.
That's a big part of anything. Like I said,
Gene says, "Holy cow!" I'm guessing he's referring to that 80,000 psi.
yeah, that's high. I seen Brandon Herrera did a test on the A. It looks like an AR thing,
Mhm.
the SIG gun like their squad.
Oh,
It's like an infantry rifle thing. I thought he was, and go on to Brandon Herrera on YouTube and punch that in. You won't be that impressed with it. I wasn't, and neither was he. And he's a hell of more of a was more about guns than me, and the gun was real heavy. And just go check it out. I'm not saying don't get it. It sucks, but I mean, whatever. I wasn't impressed. I'll stick with my old, if I'm gonna go that big 308 or 223, whatever.
yeah. I mean, I've got a 30. I got a 308. I can tell you one gun that I really want to get though, and that's a Noreen Firearms AR-10 in a 30.
Ooh, man, somebody I know selling raffle tickets for
So we got a few tickets left. I'll be in Bismarck tomorrow. Get in touch with me if you want. So I think Jamie, you still got a few too.
Yeah, I'll give you mine. I haven't sold any in quite a while, so
We're about out. There's a handful left. Like I said, who knows? We'll probably get rid of them here in the next few weeks. I haven't really. I've been too darn busy to go out really selling lately. But I'm going to be in Bowman next week at the sale barn, so I'll try to peddle a few around there, and we'll get them sold. I know we're down to very few left, but yeah, if you want one, get in touch with me. Those that you know me got my number. Text me or just send an email at guns@gunsin701.com, and we will definitely get you hooked up. So
awesome. All right, Clay, you want to do another 2A
Sure.
and then your commie company and happy ending, and we'll.
Yeah. So mine this time is another update out of Texas. New injunction issued against the ATF pistol brace rule. We always like to kind of keep you informed on what's going on. This case is Mock versus Garland. It, of course, challenges the ATF pistol brace rule again. This is a new preliminary injunction, and it's been in a ruling for the Firearms Policy Coalition, its members, and Maxim Defense against the BATFE. This is it's basically in regards to the final rule 2021R08F. In this case, they challenge ATF's ban on pistols equipped with stabilizing braces. The Firearms Policy Coalition brought the suit in the Northern District of Texas. Now, the judge there, his name is Judge Reed O'Connor. This guy has a great record in defending the Second Amendment. And this one here, guys, didn't treat it any different. He came through on it again. Who knows as these work their way through the courts, guys, this has got a long ways to go yet. But so the FPC members, along with Gun Owners of America and the Second Amendment Foundation, remember, they already have preliminary injunctions against ATF from enforcing the rule. This one now takes this even farther, and it's going to be based on the intent of the National Firearms Act and other issues that are already being cited in other courts. So this is kind of an important one. In order to attain a preliminary injunction, a plaintiff must show a likelihood to succeed on the merits of the case. Well, once again, they can do that because they can now point to Bruen. Guys, Bruen keeps coming up, don't it, Jamie?
Yeah,
Always.
it does.
And you can now show that you have a likelihood to exceed in your case, probably in the appellate cases and on up, because Bruen changed all of that. And that has to do with the historical use. So the ATF, they were working on their rule. Basically, Judge O'Connor thinks that they violated the Administrative Procedures Act because they threw it out. They turned it in blank, and they just went right to doing this. And that's why this injunction has been issued. The ATF's own regulatory analysis concludes that the final rule was effectively reclassified and did reclassify 99% of all pistols with stabilizing braces to be NFA rifles. Though their semi-final rule, it didn't say that. The ATF has already reclassified on its own a whole host of specific weapons platforms and commercially available braced firearms to NFA rifles with no evidence to prove either. Upon review of this record, in conjunction with the plaintiff's declarations, there is no doubt that this final rule will be subject both to the FPC members to criminal liability for currently possessing each of their braces. The moment the Fifth Circuit's injunction dissolves, Mock and Lewis will become felons. Because of this and the pistol braces they possess are unregistered, SBRs under the final rules interpretation and will cause undue harm. Remember, that's a big thing too, the undue harm. He says the judge also went on to say the plaintiffs will suffer irreparable harm if an injunction were not issued. So he went ahead and did. He says he points out that depriving someone of constitutionally protected rights is always irreparable harm. And he's right. He's absolutely right. He believes that this rule might violate the Second Amendment. And again, he says, he states that the braced pistols are common use and protected by Supreme Court decisions in both the Heller and the Bruen cases. The government tried to argue that the braced pistols are dangerous and unusual. Heller said nope, and Bruen said the same thing. A weapon is in common use rather than a dangerous weapon, and he basically right away referred right to them two cases. And there's more in this, but it's a 2A bullet point, and I think we got the point across that here we got a judge, again, down there in Texas, he's made the right call every time. Got an injunction on this now, so now we'll see where this goes from there. But it's just an update on the pistol brace thing, and once again, we've seen the ATF get their hands slapped, which is nice to see.
Yep, love it. They need them slapped.
They do. They need them slapped hard.
All right. Yeah. Hey, Josh, great show. Thank you, Josh. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate you. Hey, Frank, thanks, man. I appreciate your support and the kind words. FJB, I like that.
Absolutely. Let's go, Brandon.
All right, Clayton, you want to hit your Clay's Commie Company? And
sure, we'll go right into that.
Yep,
let me find the intro. Right there we go.
There we go. Yes.
Kind of cracks me up every time I watch it too. So.
Get Joe out of there. I can start importing you guys some cheap steel case again.
Yeah. So before I tell you what the company is, I'm just going to kind of go about. And here's one of this is right off of their own website. Prohibited content. If you notice, it says weapons. Don't post events that sell, distribute, or transfer weapons and firearms. And guys, this is under their community standards. You know how we've seen the community standards. This is their new thing. Mm-hmm. All these companies are doing it. Vendors, trade shows, raffles, auctions, and/or giveaways that sell, distribute, or transfer firearms, firearm parts or hardware, and ammunition, and/or weapons and other devices designed to cause physical injury. Wow. So everything. Yeah, your fists, like Jamie just put up his fist there. We're covering that up, right? Your fists, let's see. I guess this pen, I could do some pretty mean harm with this, honestly.
Right in the eyeball or the neck.
And I'm getting so sick and tired of these woke companies. I got on their website, and I mean, it's just everything that you can think of as far as the liberal ideology. They brag about their ESG score. And
my God.
What the hell is it? DEI, I don't know, something inclusion, and I don't know what all these acronyms are anymore. It's all woke crap as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, DEI is Dale Earnhardt Incorporated to me. So
okay, there you go. I mean, the problem is this particular company, a lot of people use them to host their events. I've even seen people use this because they've got the app. You can download it, put the little QR code on it or your ticket on it, and go into an event. And there's a lot of people that I've seen use this even in our conservative circles because it is easy to use. You know, it's like a GoFund or whatever, the GoFundMe or Go. You know, the one's conservative and one's not. And it's the GoFundMe that's not. They're a commie company.
Right, yeah, GoFund's heavy commie.
But all of these companies they're working against you every time you help them make. Every time you use it. And we can't avoid it all, but when we can, we should, because there are alternatives out there. So
they're blatant about it. They're proud of it.
Oh, they're huge supporters of this stuff. And if you get on this place's website, and I had to actually dig a little on their website, but I found it, and yeah, they're all woke and everything is great, and they're really heavy on the tranny and the gay stuff. That seemed to be their big thing right now. But
Oh,
here they
boy.
are. My commie company is Eventbrite. They're the commie company of the week.
I've never even heard of that, Clay.
Well, I had, and I was going through a list of companies that have been. They basically signed
Glad
a
I
letter
have
that
now.
went- Yep, and it has been used. I've seen Eventbrite used
Okay.
in some of my own circles for things, and some of the people I sent this stuff to them that I found. They're like, really? They had no clue. Well, it's just Eventbrite's out there. I'm not even going to put their website up there because I don't want nobody using them. And so if you ever see that and you see that someone's got this event and it's being hosted through Eventbrite, don't use it. It's a commie company, and they really don't like guns. I even found that they led to another company that is quite well used in all across the United States, and we'll get to that one in 2 weeks. They're going to be my next commie company.
Tell you
So-
what, Eventbrite.
Nasty person.
there we go. There we go. So, anyway, that's my quick commie company of the week.
Perfect.
Don't use them if you can help it. Go to guys
Good info,
publicsquare.com.
Clayton.
Publicsquare.com. That's where we found Freedom Host USA,
Mhm.
and they dedicate everything they can to make sure they find good conservative constitutional companies that advertise on there.
Right
So
on.
check it out. Oh, what Jay Titan have to say here? He said, "Did you say gay stuff and tranny? Glory hole Joe Biden might be."
Glory hole.
I guess I should have read that before I just started reading it. Oh,
That's
love
a good
it.
one. I got to
That
remember
is
that.
good.
Glory hole
Glory
Joe.
hole Joe. And Gene Cox says, hammers and sickles can be weapons. Absolutely, they can. Absolutely.
They actually kill more than all rifles combined in America every year.
Yes. Biden mid says today they stopped all the added charges. Really? Huh. Interesting.
He did say that. I did hear him say that.
All right.
Gee,
Anyway.
thanks, Joe. Because your inflation is really covered. That's really covering the inflation you caused, right?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Glory hole Joe. That's a. You think we could sell that T-shirt?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. All right, Clay. Here's what we got coming up right now.
Needed a little happy ending in Israel, didn't they?
Yeah, they did need that in Israel, but don't let them get away from you when you got them locked in that close. So, all right, happy ending of the week here. As about, I would say 2/3 of these suckers seem to come from Tejas. Pregnant woman in Houston, Texas, decided to take food to her husband at his work on June 27th, but after she'd parked her vehicle and gotten out, two armed men in an SUV that was parked nearby exited their vehicle. The two verbally accosted the woman, who called out to her husband. When he came out, one of the suspects, who was carrying a rifle, got into another nearby vehicle. The other man, however, reportedly approached the husband, pointing his gun at him and repeatedly asking, "Do you want to die tonight?" The couple attempted to ignore him. I don't know if somebody said that to me. I don't know if I'd ignore him. But the man began pistol whipping the husband. Fortunately, both the woman and the man were concealed carriers. Both drew their firearms and shot the piece of trash. The couple then held the man at gunpoint until authorities arrived and transported him to the hospital. He faces multiple charges once released. Police also indicated that the scumbag was, here we go, Clayton, a felon barred from having a firearm. Wow, you're not supposed to own guns or rob people.
Wait. You mean a criminal broke the law?
Yeah, unbelievable, right? You know, we need to get some more laws on people who don't break the law. That'll stop them.
That
So
works
yeah,
every time.
the woman, who was only 2 weeks from her delivery date, told reporters, "Thank God we had our guns. I've never been happier to be a gun owner." And I'm happy for you, because that's a happy ending. Only thing wrong is you didn't finish him off, but at least he stopped the scumbag. Thanks for. You might have taught him a lesson, maybe. He'll have some nice scars to remember for the rest of his life.
Absolutely. We love the happy ending of the week, don't we?
Oh,
Hey, I got to throw this out to everybody.
You
So,
bet.
it'll be at least another month, because you and me are both busy with hunting seasons coming up now, but we're going to be going into the winter months. Does anybody want to see the Midwest Badass come back? Because it takes a lot of time to go and put into that.
it does, really. There's a lot to remember there.
And we only do it once a month when we do it. But I've been thinking, I've got a few that I've worked on a little bit over the summer.
Mhm.
So that interests you, we'll bring them back. If it don't, we'll give us a
we
suggestion.
still got one on ice here.
We
were
do.
gonna
And
We
it was a
never
pretty
did
good
get-
one.
Yeah, it was. So here's what we're gonna do, Clay. We're gonna do our last single ad here, and we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna talk about what we got coming up on Mitchell's show. And if you guys want Midwest Badass to come back and you're still listening, give us a thumbs up. And if you don't, give us a thumbs down in the comments, or yes or no works too. But
Maybe
here
we'll
we
have to
go
do
to the
a,
last ad.
maybe I'll have to put it on Facebook.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
Absolutely. Again, thanks to Lauer Auto Repair. Now you help this all come to you guys. This isn't
You bet.
free to do, so we thank our sponsors.
So, well, if you finish what you said there,
Oh, I was
Clay,
going to
knew
say,
you were-
maybe we need to put that as a poll up on our
Yep,
Facebook page.
we
Should
will. We're gonna
bring
get that
back
up tomorrow.
Midwest Badass at least over the winter. I'm already seeing there's 3 yeses. So yeah.
Is there? Okay, I love the
Oh,
Midwest
there's
Badass.
4.
There, Brian one. Yeah.
So
All right.
we'll,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we'll
Well,
probably start that. We'll see.
I'd say
Maybe
after
we'll
deer
do-
season.
Yep, after deer season. So we'll start it.
All right, we're gonna put up. We're gonna put it up as a poll, anyways. I like
Yep.
that poll idea Clay's got there.
Yeah.
Just to.
And-
So
I enjoyed doing it. Don't get me wrong. It took a lot of research to get, because you know me, I like to have
yeah,
the cool stuff, and
I mean-
digging for that is kind of hard sometimes.
it's a lot. It's a real easy for Clay and I to talk guns and gun laws, and you know, we got to dig in. Although history was my best class in high school, so you know,
Loved
it's-
history,
yeah.
government, my best 2 classes, absolutely. Other than shop.
So coming up Friday here, we got Mitchell in the morning, Clay. It's gonna be California heavy.
Okay.
First one we're gonna hit on here, Todd Mitchell every Friday morning. Clayton and I are on there. Yeah, 7:40 a.m. Mountain, 8:40 a.m. Central Time, and KFYR 5:50 a.m. Also on iHeartRadio. You can listen to us on there if you don't get good radio reception.
Yep.
And we
In
go
fact,
till
not just iHeart. It's on iHeart's our favorite one because, of course, they're part of K-Fire.
Yep.
But we're on just about every streaming platform there is on there for podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, but live, you can listen to us live.
Live, yep,
on
live.
And of course, Clay simulcasts it to our YouTube channel and our
do.
Facebook page. But first thing we got, Governor Kristi Noem. She extended open arms to California gun manufacturers and California gun owners. Come on up. Come on. I mean, I don't know about California gun owners. You probably got some leftist gun, but you know. After that, about staying in with California, Clay. California wants to kill over 2,000 deer. I think they're blacktails. They call mule deer blacktails. They're smaller than ours. That are living on California's Catalina Island. And I do remember this happened
They've
quite a
done it
few years
before,
ago.
Yep.
And of course, they're not going to do it with hunting license. Okay, they're bringing in government sharpshooters.
Imagine that. We
So
wouldn't
we're
want to give anybody
Yep.
a chance.
And then staying on the negativity of leftist ass California, the Ninth Circuit Court rules California's ban on mags over 10 rounds can remain. And I think, Clay, I don't remember what show we were on, if it was this one, but we said that they had the en banc hearing and they said unconstitutional. Well, then it went back to the whole Ninth Circuit and it got, like I said, ban on mags over. It's in staying 7-4. We'll give you the deets on that if there's a chance of this going to the Supreme Court or not. But you're going to have to tune in Friday on Mitchell in the morning to hear that.
I imagine it'll be appealed. And Rush always called them Ninth Circus for a reason.
Yeah.
And he's right.
Yeah.
It's full of leftists.
And if
Gene
you
just
guys
said
didn't, if you guys didn't catch it Saturday, Clay and I were guests with Scott Bachmeyer, Dakota Prairie Outdoors, Saturday mornings. That's at 8:00 on KFYR and also on iHeart. We were guests on there. If you guys want to hear that, you can catch that. We got it on our podcast there on iHeart, or you can go to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, Scott's YouTube channel. You can check it out on there. So
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, Jay Titan, he's bugging out. Says have a great night. Always enjoy
Same to you,
your
Jay.
shows. Thank you.
appreciate you.
Josh brought up something. I didn't realize this. I guess I kind of heard
Yep.
about it.
Yeah, that's right.
99.7 FM as well.
Yeah.
That's the FM station for KFYR. So I guess we'll have to start talking about that too. It probably in the Bismarck area, I'm sure it comes in very
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah, you get over to Mandan, it kind of gets a little, but yeah, in Bismarck, it's nice. I do try to listen to that as much as I can, unless
Yeah.
when I'm out on deliveries and doing stuff. But yeah,
Sounds good. And I don't know if I sent
what
you this
Eric
one,
say
but-
about the polls there? I see he's got something there.
Let's take a look here. Says you guys haven't done a poll for a while, and no, Jamie and Claire, not a dance. No, we are not dancing
No.
on the polls.
No, I did that in Vegas once. I think there's a video of that somewhere. But
Oh, we have got to find that.
I was told I did pretty good. So
Oh,
all right,
No.
Clayton.
yeah, no, appreciate everybody listening in. It's probably the shortest show we've had in a while, but that's okay.
We
I
got
got
one
a
at
few things.
1:15. This is
Did we? Okay.
yeah.
So we're just shy of hour and a half, but appreciate it. I'll be in Bismarck tomorrow. Wayland, I'll be coming by. I got meetings at 9 a.m. Central. So
And we
whenever
got a
them
meeting
get
with
done-
Todd over what's
Yeah,
coming.
oh,
What are
yeah.
we doing, Clay?
We're gonna meet with Todd Mitchell. We're gonna be discussing different show times, I guess you could say. It'd be a different. It'll still be on Friday for now, but I believe it's going to be longer. We're just going to go visit a little bit with them as to how that's all going to work. We want to try and basically put that right into our live stream. So we got to talk with Todd and see how we can do that. I mean, I know how I can do it, but they need to be broadcasting as well for us to do it. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like to do that.
And that would be we're talking. Well, Todd said we're going to start at 8. We're going to be starting at 8:15. When baseball's over, we don't know if that's when the Twins are done because they have a guy on, Corey Probus from the Twins on Friday,
Right.
or if that's when baseball is totally over. I don't know if Probus comes and talks about whoever's
Yeah, I
left in
don't
the
either.
playoffs or not. So I mean, Twins are down 2-0. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
so
saying
longer.
I'm rooting against them, but
Yeah,
sorry,
Yeah.
Twins fans.
yeah.
Anyway.
Healers too.
We'll let you know. We'll let you guys know next week what happened at the meeting
Yep.
with Todd. So
We're gonna just visit with him, but it's gonna happen. We'll find out a date and go from there. We're kind of excited to see where this goes. You and I have talked a lot with Todd about even going out to an hour eventually. But
yeah,
as we both said, one day a week's fine.
yeah.
I'm not interested
I mean,
in every day.
because last week, we had our show and then with Scott, and that was 2 hours, and we were on with Scott Saturday. And when we used to do the Monday show, it actually, even like last week, I was like, man, that was that 2 hour show, and then Scott's for an hour.
I know.
That's like 3 shows really.
It really was.
Because 1
And
hour.
no,
If anybody's never did a live radio show, and Clay and I did that on 12, we were there for 2 hours, but the show ends up being really like 60 to like 70, 70
Yeah,
minutes.
it's like
right?
an
Clay?
hour.
hour and 10 maybe.
hour 10, maybe 15, depending on. I know we
Yeah.
didn't probably follow that.
Yeah.
thing
So
like
that's
we
what I'm
should've,
saying.
but-
That was like 3 freaking shows. And I said, I have no
I don't
desire to be a full-time. I love doing this. I love going on doing it. Todd show twice a week is awesome. Clay and I have plenty of stuff to talk about. I mean, if President Trump gets in and the Republicans get the Senate and the House, we'll
It'll
we
still
might
be.
be pushing a little bit for it, but we'll have plenty
Yeah.
to talk about.
You know what? I remember when I used to listen to Rush all the time when he was alive, and he always said, "Hey," he says, "I got just as much to talk about when our guys are in power," and he was right, because there's always someone out there working against you. They don't
Yeah,
give up.
for
They never give up.
No, and they never will.
And
they
we
were
can't
around
either.
the founding, so
Yeah, yeah. So, Gene Cox just says, "Twins are down. Vikings are going to get their first draft pick in the 24th draft." Okay,
oh, gee, my
I don't
Cowboys ain't
follow
much
none of
better.
that,
So hey,
Yeah.
the Twins are down. I don't know baseball at their first round playoffs if it's 5-game or 7. I think it's a 5-game series. So it
Frank, thanks. He says, "Have a great evening. It's nice to share with you guys. It will be Christmas for 4 years." So, thanks, Frank. Thanks.
yeah, well, yeah. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it.
But,
All
and like I
right,
said,
Clayton.
if you need to, Frank, give us an email. We can touch base sometime, and who knows what'll happen. So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can figure out a way get you out 2A day somehow, help you
Yeah.
out, get you out there, and Axe and Lynette will be more than happy to have you out too. I'm quite certain of that. So
Oh, absolutely. So I guess with that, guys, I think we're going to call it an evening. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank our sponsors, Lau Auto Repair and the Blind Guy of North Dakota. Without their help, we just can't make this happen. So we're happy to have them as sponsors. Visit our store at gunsandthe701.com. Hit the store and go check out our merchandise up there. And I can tell you right now, if there's something you're interested in and you know one of us personally, go ahead and just order it from us, because there's a shipping fee on there. And I wasn't off by much when we were estimating that. That last order I did, it was right up there within cents of that $10. Shipping's horrible. It's just horrible right now. So
Yeah.
if you know us,
yeah, it is.
it's cheaper to get it through us. So
Yeah.
go ahead and do that.
Yeah, you send a message and or meet us somewhere and
Yep,
what
so- all right.
Kelsey, most of our guys
Oh.
are below 60. Yeah, 60%
Yes, they are, Kelsey. You
Yeah.
probably saw the same things I did, and you probably know who
Hey,
did
Josh
that work.
loves our hat. Josh got a hat. He
Yeah.
loves it. Thanks, Josh.
Love
I
it. Thanks,
appreciate
Josh.
that, man.
Yeah, and we still got a few hats. We haven't made a new order
yeah.
yet. We got a few on
Hey,
hand.
man,
but
you need them camo hats now. Come on.
you're out of the camels, ain't you?
No, I got plenty
No?
of hunting
Oh, you still got-
camos.
oh,
yeah.
there you go. We got the
hunting
camel
camo.
hats.
We got the black with the
Ah.
woodland camo from Nom, like I'm wearing right here. We got
There
that
you go.
one. We got the black pimp hat, the silver
There's
label
still
on
a
there.
few of these in the lime green.
Yep,
and
got a
gray.
couple of those.
I think we're out of the
Absolutely.
gray and black.
Yeah, I got
But
some
yeah.
of those too.
For you. So we got hats, and shirts ain't a big deal to make.
Shirts, we got
we,
shirts.
we
Yeah.
just fire up the sweatshop and get them made. So.
You're repping the brand, man. You got to rep the brand. So, Picked
All
it
right,
up in the
guys.
dog shed. There you go. Josh needs a camo one. Well, you have to
go.
order one or get one down in Clayton. And
Josh says he'll pick it up at the dog shoot in Selfridge. He's I need to
All
get
right,
the
man.
camo. Yep. And I bet you this year. How much you want to bet that's going to be at Shields this year, won't it? If you get drawn,
hopefully.
don't they change every other year? They said so.
Well, was it? Yeah, it probably will be at Shields actually. So,
Probably will. Yep.
looking
Frank is
forward to winning
3X.
that.
So Frank, tell you what, you get on there on the website, gunsandthe701.com. We probably should push that site more. But we're getting a lot of traffic there, so I think everybody's going there. But hop on there, take a look at the shirts. Let one of us know what size you want to order, and we'll make that happen for you. All the prices and everything are there. Just if you order it from us directly, then you don't have to worry about that shipping and everything. So, all right. Well, guys, with that, I want to thank everybody for watching and tuning in and supporting us. Don't forget us Friday morning, 7:40 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:40 Central Time, Mitchell in the morning. And I tell you what, we're going to have some great subjects. So have a great weekend. We'll catch you guys on Friday morning. And by the way, keep your powder dry. See y'all next week.